tell us about this first key partnership, because it's a key segment, and there's going to be some interesting personalities from sport, cricket, entertainment. But this opening partnership, who and why?
Yeah, our next segment is called the Key Partnerships. So every week I'll be bringing someone on, cricket players, cricket analysts, famous whoever. And I'll hear from your comments. I'll wait for your comments to see who you want to hear from as well. But our very first one, the engineer, the mastermind, and the big man behind the SA20, none other, and the biggest Liverpool supporter, Graeme Smith. Graeme, welcome and thanks for joining us.
I must say, thank you. Well, firstly, thanks for having me. I feel truly honoured to be your first guest. Out of the array of people you could have chosen, thank you for thinking about me, man.
You're always the first speak, but there's no other than you. I mean, you're the main man. You're my captain. But Graeme, thanks for being here. Let's kick off straight away with the SA20, the Betway SA20. What a huge success. I was lucky to be a part of it, Mr. Night Watchman. We were there. The crowds were in. The people were excited. The kids were watching. Were you happy with the end result?
Yeah, look, it was surreal. It was, so much work went into it. And we hoped that we could rejuvenate cricket in this country. I think it's been through a really challenging period, embroiled in politics and dramas. And, we wanted to put cricket front and centre, as a core product, and then, hopefully create something that the fans wanted to be a part of. And, you can do all the prep, you can do all the work, but when you start to see the people, streaming into the stands, and I remember that first week flying around, being at every stadium for the first game, seeing the fans going crazy and having such fun. That was goosebump moments, really. As you say, as time went on, the amount of parents that spoke about their kids wanting to be at games, being on the grass embankments, experiencing cricket, seeing some of our domestic players who've never been recognised before will start to become heroes with the kids and stuff. There's so many positive stories that came out of year one.
Yeah, I know what the answer is going to be, but I want to quickly touch on this little controversial point. Will we ever see Indian players in any of the other leagues, do you think? Or was that an absolute no-go while we're on this planet?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I think the thing is there, and I get asked that question a lot, especially from Indian journos, but I think the BCCI have got a policy over their players at the moment, and I think we're perfectly suited if that policy changes. We have a good relationship with the BCCI. We engage with them a lot, so I think that if that ever changes, we'll be perfectly suited to be able to facilitate, and we would love to have Indian players as well. I think some quality, game changers, talents in the world that our fans would love to see. But yeah, at the moment, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. And all due respect to the BCCI, I know they have their policies in place, but we can dream. And can you imagine seeing a Virat Kohli walking out for the Pretoria Capitals or for the Mumbai Indians, Cape Town, or any other teams in the future, or any other Indian players? It would be so amazing to watch them play.
And I'm really grateful that you've offered to pay his salary as well for the first season that he's going to be.
Absolutely, whatever it takes. Now, international flavour in T20 tournaments are crucial, and we had a very nice flavour of overseas players. Could we see more guys streaming in? I think it must be very tempting for some of the best players in the world to come to South Africa for 1 month. So one of the shortest T20 tournaments. There must be a lot of upside for them to come and have a bit of fun in SA.
Yeah, look, if I go back to when we were building Betway SA20, trying to, get international players to decide to come to South Africa wasn't the easiest. There'd been a couple of failed attempts. South African cricket probably lost a little bit of gravitas. There's other leagues in the world that, are established or were established. And we needed to, convince top talent that we were going to do something special. And I've always said I'm very grateful to those first bunch of guys that pre-signed before we'd even signed our 6 teams that backed me and backed South African cricket to really get this off the ground. And I think that was showing that confidence was important. We were able to attract some really amazing names in season 1 on the international front. And the goal is now that we've shown what we're capable of. I think, the one thing that South Africa does have, it has 6 amazing stadiums. The fan base has shown the vibe, the colours, the type of atmosphere that players can play in and be a part of. I think the versatility of all the different stadiums, the test of your skill around South Africa, and being a part of something special. I think is now, after season 1, the feedback we received from our international players was incredible, and hopefully that word will spread. I mean, it's always a challenge with FTPs every year in January trying to attract, but we'll work on that. We're busy drafting our player regulations for season 2 now, and hopefully that'll be out soon.
Yeah, and it's a short tournament. I would certainly have really enjoyed a 4 or 5 week tournament, especially towards the back end of my career. So I think you've got the right format going there, and it's very special to see what happened. So with any challenge in the world, or any challenge that someone faces, there's always something that doesn't go according to plan. Any stuff that we can work on, any future plans that you feel in the certain areas we might be able to improve in?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there'll be a lot of improvement every year. I mean, if you think we only, once we closed the 6 teams, we had about 3-4 months to deliver everything that we needed to. So it's been a very frantic period, almost decisions on the go. And now we've got a period of time. Our 6 teams kind of got a lot of learnings from season 1 as well, on how they would want to improve, and so with us as well. I think we'll always be looking to increase our in-stadium fan engagement. How do we, improve the standard of the cricket on the field? What laws can we implement in the game that, will take the game forward? So, in our debriefs now with the teams, our partners, and sort of the internal SA20 team, you're always looking at areas that we can, push the button. And it's not only about, being the best event in South Africa. Globally, we have big ambitions. We want to be the biggest cricket league outside India. We want to, be bringing international standard stuff to South Africa. How can we improve, the standards of our stadiums? All that sort of stuff of us will be on the table. So every year we would love people that are prepared to pay for a ticket, pay for that television channel, to experience SA20, to walk away with an incredible experience.
Yeah, and I was, obviously, for you who don't know, I was commentating in this tournament. I had a lot of fun. It's always easy to chat about cricket when the quality of cricket is right up there with some of the best cricket in the world. The thing that excited me the most, Graeme, is what it will mean to South African cricket in the future. We saw some changes in the coaching staff in the recent series, which is exciting. Where are we at in Cricket South Africa, and what do you feel this tournament will mean for Cricket South Africa in the future, especially the youngsters?
Obviously, I mean, you want to see the curve always going upwards. I think you have to be honest. It's been a really challenging number of years in South African cricket. I think hopefully we've rejuvenated the fan. Cricket's got a much better energy. We saw our ladies do amazingly well in the World Cup as well. So for the first time in a long time, cricket's kind of on everyone's lips. They feel good about it, and to see our test team play well against the West Indies the other day, there's always this level of improvement, and we want to see our national team. It's our both men and women. It's the pinnacle of our game doing well. I think that Betway SA20 will definitely bridge the gap between domestic and international cricket. I think the exposure the players got. I mean, how many of our domestic players have played in front of crowds like that? Probably never. So exposure to pressure, exposure to top international talent, excellence on the field. You think about the coaching, the medical, the administration level that came into our game now over this 2-month, 3-month period. And hopefully that will just drive a level of performance across the board in South African cricket that will see our cricket go from strength to strength. And if that helps put 20, 30 top talented names on the table that Shukri and Rob Walter and Enoch and the team can benefit from, then we'll be extremely happy.
That's it. I'm very glad you mentioned that, because that's exactly the thing that excited me the most. Is the opportunity for the youngsters to all of a sudden, out of nowhere, get like a global presence, and get picked up in different leagues perhaps, and obviously open up doors for the Proteas teams. So that's very exciting. Okay, all the serious business is off the table, Biffy. I'm gonna say goodbye to you soon, but I'm just gonna ask you your funniest moment in your career, your favorite memory, something you maybe want to touch on in the past of our playing days.
I got to dig into the archives. I was saying to someone the other day, I think I got hit in the head too many times. My memory's shot.
Do you remember?
Listen, I know you probably got 10 stories that you could tell. I know you lived for the pranks. Obviously, I remember Kanpur, you climbing in and out of my window when I told you I thought my room was haunted. I'll never forget that. Lying in bed late at night, and Amy was climbing in and out of my window, moving couches and TVs and stuff. And what was the name of that hotel? I mean, it's been there forever. I think. Anyway, I'll never forget that. But Abbas, I think those are the things that stay with you for a long time. Yes, those wins around the world, traveling 2 months at a time in countries trying to perform, and I think there was a 7-year period where us as a team never lost away from home. So those camaraderies, the ability to fight for each other, the good times we had together behind the scenes. It's those moments, celebrating those wins that always stay with you. Those are the memories that last the test of time, man.
Yeah, we had some great times together. Certainly a privilege to represent your country and to play cricket around the world. And it's certainly a privilege now to be a fan of cricket and to still be involved and to just watch the game grow and get stronger by the day. So, Biffy, thank you very much for being the very first guest on the 360 show. I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Until next time.
All the best, Abbas. Good luck with your new channel. I'm looking forward as your first guest to how you're going to spoil me. Is it a dinner? Is it a signed bat? Signed shirts. I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks, Biffy. Have a good one, eh?
Does he know that the next segment is quick singles, which is why we're dropping him off now?
Yeah, so you're going to have to leave us now. The next segment is quick singles. So unfortunately, you're not part of that one, eh?
Gotti, I think at least I know I'm still faster than you, boy.
Thanks, Graeme. Cheers.
Cheers. All righty. Thanks for tuning in there with Graeme Smith. It's great to hear his thoughts about the Betway SA20, about Cricket South Africa, and all the amazing stuff happening with cricket around the world. And I feel the exciting thing about that is you almost feel like the big powers around the cricketing world are joining forces to make cricket a better game for everyone to join in,